Good Sunday morning, South Mississippi. Meteorologist Taylor Graham here, joining you from the newsroom to talk about our very warm forecast, not only today, but throughout much of the week. I know it seems like people are split. Some people loving the warm weather. They move down here to get away from the cold weather. On the other hand, doesn't quite feel like we're getting into the holiday spirit with this warmer weather in place. All things considered, though, it is going to be a beautiful day to spend some time outside. We did see some patchy dense fog this morning. As far as I can tell, a lot of that fog has cleared out of the way. But we are going to be warming up into the upper 70s along the coast today, even some low 80s expected a little bit farther inland. And we're not going to be cooling down too drastically overnight tonight. This evening, temperatures will start to drop into the 60s. But this afternoon, with all of that sunshine, we're warming up a good bit. And like I said, a little farther inland, we're likely going to be seeing temperatures in the low 80s. We're roughly going to be about 5 to 10 degrees above normal for this time of the year. So, yeah, not quite feeling like Thanksgiving or heading into the holiday season, but it is going to be a nice day to spend some time outside. It's just, we're still going to be wearing a little bit more of our spring summer wardrobe. You can get away easily with shorts, flip-flops, and short sleeves today. If you have plans to take the boat out, really nice day for that. We're looking at smooth to light chop. Seas only about a foot or so over the sound, 1 to 3 feet for offshore areas. We're keeping winds today mainly out of the west and southwest, and with all that sunshine, UV index is going to be considered moderate today. Looks like we've passed low tide. That happened early this morning. High tide will be happening later this evening past the sunset. And our water temperature right now remains in the mid 60s over at Biloxi Bay, right at 65. Something you may want to try and check out tonight into tomorrow morning is the Leonid meteor shower. Now, I don't want to hype this up too much. Looks like at the very peak, you may be able to get up to 10 shooting stars or meteors per hour if you will let your eyes adjust to the darkness and get away from city lights. But for the entire meteor shower tonight into tomorrow is considered the peak of this activity. It's technically active through the early part of December, but this may be something you want to check out tonight, or if you notice a shooting star or two late tonight or very early tomorrow morning before the sunrise, now you know we are in the midst of the Leonid meteor shower. So again, something you may want to check out later tonight. That being said, we do have a few clouds in the sky right now, and some patchy fog is going to be possible again overnight tonight. Despite us seeing a few clouds out there right now, we still are seeing a good bit of sunshine to go along with that. As of 9 o'clock, we are already at 65 in Gulfport. Dew points today are in the low 60s. You may be able to tell that it feels a little bit more humid outside. Nothing like what we get during the summer months, but it doesn't quite have that crisp, dry feel that some of us may want during the fall season. It is a little bit on the humid side. Not too bad though. Definitely could be worse, no doubt about that. Looks like Keesler Air Force Base already warmed up to 70 at this point. We are climbing up into the upper 60s right now. Perkinston, Wiggins, Lucille sitting at 66, so we are well on our way to seeing those temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s later today. So you've got a big area of high pressure right now over the Gulf. Based off of its position, we're getting that clockwise flow out of the west and southwest for South Mississippi. And I've noticed since living here, anytime we get a wind out of the west, especially the southwest, we typically are able to warm up even more pretty efficiently. So again, we're aiming for temperatures today mainly in the upper 70s. I wouldn't rule out some low 80s, especially farther inland. I think that's going to be pretty easy to do. Overnight tonight, some patchy fog is going to be possible. Could also see a few clouds here or there. Many of us cooling down into the upper 50s once again. Tomorrow afternoon, it's going to be another warm day. Temperatures mid to upper 70s for the most part. We'll keep winds tomorrow a little bit more out of the south and east. Then on Tuesday morning, not quite as cool, looking more so at lows upper 50s to even the low 60s. Tuesday afternoon, it's going to be another warm one. Temperatures back into the mid to upper 70s, possibly even seeing some low 80s at times. So we are going to see temperatures above normal for quite some time. I don't really have any cool downs in the forecast at this point. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, high temperatures on the coast, upper 70s. Low 80s are going to be possible, especially a little bit farther inland. Now notice there, we are looking at a tiny bit of a drop in our high temperatures by Friday and Saturday. It's not much, but the reason why things are looking not quite as warm is because we do have a chance of seeing some showers and storms at that point. It's not looking like a slam dunk that we're going to be getting any drought busting rains by the end of the week, but I know we need more rain across the area. Friday is going to be your best bet of seeing any showers, maybe even a few thunderstorms. But even then, doesn't look like this is going to be a heavy rain event. If anything, most of the heavy rainfall likely going to stay to our north and west. And the setup right now is that we are going to be watching an area of low pressure with a cold front associated with that passing through the plains and getting closer to the southeast by Friday. If this front is able to move far enough to the east, that's going to increase our rain chances. Some forecast models, though, have it kind of fizzling out a little bit before reaching us. I'm hoping we can get some rain by the end of the week, but again, does not look like a slam dunk at this point. Now, ahead of this front, we'll keep that wind pretty breezy out of the south and southeast, and that is going to draw in some higher humidity by the end of the week. As of right now, maybe about a quarter of an inch of rain here across South Mississippi. It seems like our rainfall amounts have trimmed back a little bit. The heaviest rainfall expected to stay well to our north and west, closer to that area of low pressure and that cold front. It's not going to be much rain. It looks like maybe if we get some of those stronger thunderstorms over South Mississippi, we could see some heavier downpours, but at the time being, not really looking like a ton of rain over the next 7 days. But it is going to be nice weather to spend some time outside. As for the tropics, well, we have 2 weeks left in hurricane season. Things are very quiet in the tropics at this point, which for this time of the year, that's very common. We're starting to see the water temperatures cool down quite a bit, especially along the northern Gulf. Of course, Back Bay, we've had water temperatures drop into the 60s at this point. So typically during the month of November, we don't have a lot of tropical activity to talk about. That is the case right now. Really looks like we are going to be ending hurricane season on a quiet note. I don't think any of us are going to complain about that. Now, I know I've heard some complaints that we don't have a ton of rain in our forecast. It is what it is. Unfortunately, drought conditions probably going to worsen over the next several days. Temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 70s. At the very least this afternoon, some low 80s are possible. Not looking at any big cool downs anytime soon here in South Mississippi. So if we do get a little more rain by Friday, we may be just a smidge cooler, not by much. Higher humidity is going to be returning by the end of the week, and that's why those morning lows are not going to be quite as cool. We're more so looking at the mid 60s for morning lows by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Some patchy fog is going to be possible overnight tonight into Monday. Just a heads up on that. We'll see if another dense fog advisory is going to be issued as well. But I will say our weather is pretty consistent. No big curveballs in our forecast over the next 7 days, but it is going to be warm for quite some time. So the sweaters, the boots, we have to keep those in the back of your closet, at least for the time being. So time now is 9:22. We will be having our early evening newscast this evening at 5:30. I will have another update on what we're looking at in terms of the weather, the latest on our rain chances. So hopefully you can join us this evening either at 5:30 or 10 o'clock tonight for the latest weather and news on WLOX.